So hello, I decided to do another live stream. The last thing I did was a um, speed a time lapse where you see me sculpting. So we left with this scene. The car is um, somewhere where we want it. I'm gonna press 3 now. I have my line here that looks okay. The tail is not what I expect already. Um, The front hood should be a little bit smaller because we still have material here. Um, Gonna zoom in so you can see it better. Okay, so wait, I'm gonna just press shift. Okay, so you see we need to get this material all off and have some smoother lines in here. It's got real pointy nose because that's the style we're going for with this car. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and start some sculpting. I'm going to try to talk a little bit more, but I cannot promise you anything. What I can already see is that here I will have an issue because as you see with the car, I'll turn the sketch off. This is going really straight. I'm gonna mask it so you can see it. So let's go ahead and select this, go into sculpt mode. I'm gonna, I like to have my brushes like this. Where's my mask? Here's my mask. So let's go ahead and with the tool, go to stroke, and I'm going to use the line because it's really easy to draw straight lines. So this is my A pillar, and if you look into the car sketch, we're not there at all. If we want to go with the sketch. So I'm gonna have to put some more material on here um, because we are not halfway where we want to go with these lines. This is way too steep already. Um, with steep I'll mean this to this. So this needs to be a little more not so aggressive. I'm gonna need some more material here, and I am going to start working on stuff like that. You're gonna see me. This is the third stage that we're already in, so we're not looking at uh, committing already to very much details. We're looking still to the overall shape of the car. I'm gonna turn this off so you can see it better. So we're not committing to anything yet, but we're having some a main characteristics of the car, having some aspects and volumes coming up. So we're gonna start defining them a little bit more, but not detailing already. So I hope you enjoy. If I don't talk that much, it's because I'm sculpting. And feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe because this will keep the channel growing. And I love the reactions I get from you guys when I sculpt. I always try to reply to everybody because I think it's really nice that some of you leave a comment, even if it's sometimes not such a nice comment. But I like it because it shows that people are watching my videos and they are enjoying what I put online, and that's always nice to know that somebody actually learned something, that I could help somebody. So feel free. I'm gonna turn on Dino Topo. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna turn on Dino Topo. So in Dino Topo, I'm going for the subdivided edges and a constant detail. I like to work like that a lot more. Am I previous videos I explained the difference um, on working with constant detail and the difference between some brushes, because as you see I am now using the smooth brush, and the smooth brush does not add any vertices. It just smooths them out. It just goes and relaxes the model a little bit, um, but it doesn't smooth, it doesn't add any vertices. As for the flatten brush, for example, if I stroke if I stroke with the flatten brush, not so much, because I'm gonna Shift F, gonna increase the strength. You're gonna see that I have some more verts being added. Things I didn't have with the smooth brush, with sort of relaxing the model a bit more. Um, I, I I hope that makes sense. So now let's go ahead and give this a little bit more, and then smooth it out. Okay, I'm gonna put some clay strips on, and again smooth it out. So now let's see if I made a difference. This is my A pillar, turn on the car sketch, and press 3, and oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Um, I'm going to draw this. No, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to turn off I'm gonna turn off space. And I'm gonna try to arch this. Okay. And as you can see, this is the top of the line. And where are we on the car? We are on the side, so that's good, but this should have been here should have been more material, because this top of the mask is the bottom of the line, so we need to raise the roof a little bit. So I'm going for clay strips again. I'm going just to add some clay strips on there. And as you can see, I am not adding anywhere where my mask is, so that's really handy. And I am just going to fill that in and look at from this side, because I don't want to have a bump in the middle. I will need a little bit more. Okay, now let's smooth that out. Now let's remove the mask and then go ahead to show the car sketch. Let's use tree. Um, okay. So as you can see now, if I going to use the mask, and I'm going to show you a little trick with the curve tool. Um, the thing with the curve tool is okay, so now we're going to draw the sculpt around the curve, and to have some idea on how the line will work here, and if I need to add more material on or not. But the thing is, I cannot see my brush anymore, so I have to press F to get a small brush. Okay, and now if I just go ahead and do this, just press with my tablet or click like to draw. Okay, or you can press enter. Um, and now let's see, where is that line? Okay, that line is still way too much. It's on the side. Okay, it's on the side. It's not completely on the rooftop, but we're gonna have to add some more material on the roof just to get it significantly so that we don't see the rooftop that much, and then we can work it out a little bit better. So you see me now adding lots of material, way too much. If we're gonna put down the car sketch again, you see it's in the middle. We're all over the top, but um, I am going to flatten it again. Okay, in the middle. Let's drop that. Okay, so now Alt M, and let's smooth this out. This will be much better now. Okay, let's watch again the that's more like it. That's actually more like it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this in the back a little bit. There's a bump. I'm gonna use the flat brush for that. This dull or red does not give you good feedback on the overall shape of your surfaces. Um, but if we gonna switch to something more unforgiving, like say this bluish, I don't see the transitions that much, and I don't see my volume as good. So um, sometimes I switch to see where dents are to a unforgiving, bright and glossy material. But some for the shape, I like to have the dull reddish, because it's nice on the eyes also. Okay, so this will be enough on the side window for now. Let's take a look at the. I'm gonna go with the straight line again. Okay, and now let's watch the car sketch, and here press X. That's more like it. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So you see I'm gonna have to add some material there, and I'm gonna do that right now. So Alt M, and here we're gonna have to remove some. So I'm gonna take my scrape brush, and I am going to scrape that away. Okay, and here in the middle I am going to on the windshield I am going to layer. Let's watch it in perspective. Okay, go maybe layer some more. Okay, cool. Let's uh, let's keep it like this for the moment, and I'm going to just define. Watch, and then press 3, and that's about where the windshield is coming. So that's good. That's really good. I could use some more material there. So we're gonna keep on layering. I'm gonna take of something big. That's about it. And now flatten it again. Okay, cool. Let's watch it. Yeah, that's about it. That's about right. Okay. So now I have 40, 43,645, 54 hertz. Um, so let's go ahead and we're gonna crank it up a little bit. I'm going to the dyno topo and I'm going for 35. So now I am using the flatten brush, not so much, a little strength like this, something around 3, and I'm just going over my model. This will not affect my model as much, but it will increase my verts. And in order to get some really nice, good results while sculpting, especially hard surface sculpting, you need verts. You can't do really nice sculpts without verts. No verts, no good sculpts. And although uh, the Dinotopo adds topology and adds verts on the fly to keep your low mesh, keep your vert count low. I actually find that it's really easy if you have a nice model with uh, some verts to actually get really creative and to have the freedom to add the lines and to get your shape right. So now I'm having 70,600 verts more or less. I'm gonna go here and throw the back real quick. So this is okay. Verts. And now what I am going to do is I am going to use my smooth brush and I'm just going to smooth them out so that we're not seeing these lines anymore, or where I went over with my brush. Okay. So we're getting there with the car. And let's look again at how it looks on the side. And okay, so the nose is still a little bit too high, and we're gonna need to um, take some material off. So let's go ahead and do that first. Um, I'm going for the scrape brush, and in my previous videos you've seen me how I set this brush. So let's go ahead and take some material off. That's a little bit too much. And watch the sketch. Okay, I press 3. Okay, we're getting there. I'm not going really to the sketch, but I have to get rid of this in the middle. So let's go ahead and do that. Shift F, increase the strength. So now we're gonna try it flat brush a bit. Now we're not going to get there with the flatten brush. We're gonna have to use the clay strips, but we're gonna go for subtract, Shift F, so that we don't take off a lot. But let's see. Okay, and this is going to go off a little bit also. So let's go ahead and do that. Don't be afraid to take material off because you're always you can always add it later. Now let's go ahead and watch the. Okay. Hmm. We see a little bulge here, then a dent here, and then a little there. So let's take away this bulge and see how that looks. Okay. Let's go over it with the flatten brush and make it really big so I only have to do this once. And then go ahead with the smooth brush, also big, to have a nice surface. Okay, I think I like the curve. Okay, it's still a bit here, a little bit too big, so let's try to take off that still. Okay, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Really nice. I see here. So when you have like two lines, I'm gonna grab the stroke. I'm gonna go for the. Okay. So I'm going for the curve. Um, the curve is also always on the screen, and you need those little triangles. Okay. So there you have the curve, the line, and I'm going to draw it with my mask brush and a little pencil. So let's go ahead and draw a curve. You can press here. Oh, that doesn't work anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how that looks on the car itself. So as you can see, uh, this should be raised. So this area should be raised because now um, this should be all on the side of the car and not on the surface. Okay, so this should be raised, and here also this should also be raised some more. And yeah, okay. So that's not looking really good. Um, as you can see, we're going to have to raise this, this, and then raise this also. Okay. And then here we are, really good, but there we need to take it off a little bit. So yeah, I know how to do this. So let's go ahead and we're gonna have to fill up this corner, and I'm just gonna use the draw brush for that. Okay, and I'm going to draw a line, and we're gonna need some more material there, just enough that we don't see that line anymore on the side. If we're not gonna see the line anymore, that means, okay, that means we're almost at the height we need to be. And this is going to, I'm going to show you how what I exactly mean by that. Okay, so now I cannot see the line anymore. That means if I now would draw the line, it would be here. Okay, and now I am going to I'm going to work this out. I have material here, so that if I would draw that line again, it would be on there. Okay, and I am going to work this out. I'm going to smooth it out first. Just go ahead and flatten it some more, so now it's nice and flat. Okay, nice and sharp. Okay, and I am going to use my scrape brush to have some modeling. Okay. So if I were to draw the line again, it would be here. Okay, and I am going to need to take in account this should be raised to something of this height. So I'm going to delete my mask. Okay, that wasn't so good, and I am just going to layer it with strips, add, and then strength. Let's turn that up. Okay, let's add some material, and we're gonna need some material here also. Just add it in, and now we're going to use the flatten the flatten smooth technique. I've given a video on the flatten smooth technique in the previous videos I did on this channel, and what it is just you go in with the flatten brush and you flatten it out. You flatten out your model, and then you polish it with the smooth brush. So you get a really nice polished look. Okay. Okay, and what are we having here? So we are having here that this is going up, and then this is going in, and here we have the, so this is up in, okay, we have a negative nose. kind of like it. Okay, but now it's time. I'm gonna fill out here. We have this bump. I'm gonna fill this up, and I'm going to use the inflate brush. I'm just gonna inflate that a little bit. Inflate it. That's it. Make it more round. Just inflate it. Okay. Okay, and I'm see I have here a dent. You can see the. I'm gonna inflate this. It's good. And I'm gonna just draw it a little bit to the side. So okay. Okay, and I see I have a dent here. So let's inflate that. Okay. I am watching to my model how it looks. Um, and now I am going to go over it with my. As you can see here, you can see there's a something going on. And this will, oh, you can see this, there is a dent in there. So let's go ahead and use the inflate brush, and let's just inflate this dent out. And just inflate here a little bit. And now what we're going to do is with the smooth brush, I'm gonna smooth it out. Okay. I'm going in here, turning this off, making this more having the flow, because now you can see we're having, here we have a dent and there we have a dent. We're gonna sort that out a little bit later. Maybe not in this video, because I think it's already way too long. But this is a live session. This is how the speed I work at. If any of you have any ideas on how I could improve my working speed, or give me some tips and pointers, I would be really interested. Okay, so now what we have here is that we have here a dent. Let's turn to a more unforgiving. So you can see we have, there we have a dent. And we need to, this should be a consistent line. So let's go ahead and inflate it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna turn on smooth shading with Dino Topo, and let's see what this says. Okay, this says it. Okay. I'm just looking at because these bright and very glossy things are really unforgiving, especially when you're hard surface sculpting. The thing is, I'm gonna retopo this, but to have a good retopo, you need to have a good base model. So I see that here I could use some more flattening. Okay, and now this actually doesn't look that bad. Um, this reminds me of those 70s 70s cars with the negative nose and the upcoming flares here. Um, okay, so let's see uh, if we can commit a little bit more on the nose. I'm going to change the um, this back to my, and I like the uh, so here I can see I'm gonna inflate this a little bit. Sculpting is sometimes knowing when to use which brush to get to do the job you need. Um, so let's go ahead and okay, and now I am going with my spray brush, and you will see that with the spray brush you can really start getting them change in direction of the lines. And you can have these really sharp transitions going on. Oh my god, my English. ah, okay, so let's go ahead here and inflate this a little bit more. And go in and um, okay, that's cool. So we are getting there, I think. Um, okay, let's go ahead and scrape it a little bit more. And I am going to show you a technique that if you want to have this like really crispy, sharp edge, I have a video on that also, how to create sharp edges, but I think it's a silent one. Um, so let's go ahead and use the pinch brush, and again, in the strokes and the strokes panel, you use curve. Okay, and curve is also always a curve that you draw, and this time the curve starts here, and I press Control to have my curve, and as you can see, this is where my curve starts, and this is where it's going to end. Okay, I'm a bit over half, and I'm going to press, and I need my brush to be uh, a little bit on this side and a little bit on that side. So you need to have your brush overlap a little bit. That's it. And now let's press. Okay, I'm just gonna take a print screen from this to show you to use as a I'm going to do it like this. Okay, now let's do a print screen. And I'm gonna save this so that you can see in the video. I'm in the thumbnail. You will see that. Um, and with the smooth brush, let's just smooth it out a little bit more so you can accentuate that transition really well. And on the bottom, also smooth it out a little bit more. And now you see this is a really crispy edge that we're having now. Um, okay, and this may not be here when we're gonna work further on the model, but it just gives you an idea on how this model can look, and I like it. It's a very easy technique to have a really sharp edge on your model. So I think I'm gonna start by saving this, save as, and I'm going for the live stream stage 3, save as Blender file. Okay, cool. So I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you'll come back to the channel and see me finish up this car. Um, you can always leave a comment, you can always subscribe or tell your friends or tell everybody in the Blender community that you found the best sculptor of cars in Blender. Uh, Share it on Facebook, Twitter. Help me grow my channel so I can inspire you and I can help you make beautiful sculpts on hard surface sculpting. Okay, thank you for watching and I'll see you later. Bye.